We are live. What's up, guys? So I got some new software, and because of quarantines, obviously, I got a lot of time on my hands. So I've also been asked to be part of a new MMA Bug podcast. I'm sorry, live doesn't even let me edit. Not MMA Bug podcast. That was my former podcast show that we haven't done in a year. Being part of a new show called MMA Smash Podcast. Bear with me; it's gonna take time getting used to that because I'm so used to saying MMA Bug. So anyway, what I'm here to talk about today is due to the software, due to the quarantine, I want to produce more than one show. All right. So we're going to quickly talk about a lineup of shows and what you see on the screen here saying, Welcome to the Sleeping Giants Blogcast show. I almost called that shit a podcast. Anyway, so listen, everybody's in quarantine, everybody's in lockdowns. If you're in New York like me, then businesses are shut down. So, we got to stay busy. So every Wednesday morning, I love coffee. I'm a coffee enthusiast. I wonder how many episodes it'll take before I spill the shit. But anyway, so I'm thinking every Wednesday morning for my early birds at 7 a.m. doing a live blogcast Wednesday morning show, 20, maybe 30 minutes long. We'll sit down, we'll have coffee together. We could talk live. People can comment, whatever. I'll have a few things to talk about, random, different every week. Mostly it might be my thoughts, opinions, insights, whatever, health tips, advice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Wednesday blogcast is not going to have any format per se. All right. So who knows what I'll feel like talking about Wednesday morning. Maybe you guys will give me something to talk about, or you guys will spark up a conversation. But the idea is every Wednesday at 7 a.m., you sit down with me, have a cup of coffee, and just shoot the shit, chat it up. All right. And if not, I'll have things to say. I have something to go over today. I'll get to in a minute. Um, So remember, again, every Wednesday, 7 a.m. for you early birds. I know a lot of people might not be up at that time. If you are, you might be essential worker going to work. You might be non-essential dad like me. I have to be up. You hear my daughter in the background. Um, so anyway, I hate that term, non-essential dad. Sounds so ugly. But anyway, listen, you guys know what's going on. It's not going to be a show about what's going on. But because of what's going on, we need stuff to fill up our time. We need to vent. We need to this. We need to that. So the Wednesday morning blogcast hopefully will give you something Wednesday mornings while you sit down with your coffee to think about other than the shit that's going on out there in the crazy world right now. All right. So with that said, I'm going to make some brief announcements. Then I'll go into what today's episode is about, which are 10 things I came up with for myself to help me deal with this quarantine that maybe you guys will help you guys out, right? So the first announcement I want to make is these live stream shows, okay? We need things to do. We need some entertainment. We need some distractions. We need time killers while we're home. So I'm going to produce a whole bunch of shows. First and most focus on, the most important is the new MMA show, all right? I had a buddy of mine's contact me, say, hey, man, let's do this podcast thing. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. He had another buddy of mine, a guy I know, good guy. So the great guys were coming together. It'll be myself, Will Colazzo, and UFC veteran Chris Cope. We're going to be doing a podcast that starts this Thursday, okay? We're still making the page and the logos and things, so we'll let you know what streams to what pages. But I just wanted to quickly inform you guys of what's going on. So the MMA Smash podcast will be hosted by Will Colazzo, myself, Jose Otero, aka Sleeping Giant, and Chris Cope. All right. That'll be Thursdays at 6 p.m. going live. On Fridays, and this is exciting for people that know me from the past, people that know MMABUG, people that know Steve Mandy, people that know the After Hours show. My boy is back. Steve Mandy, he's back, man. He's out in another state. He's out in North or South Carolina. I forget. He's in one of those Carolinas, but he's out there, and he's non-essential too. He's stuck at home. So guess what? We're going to shoot the shit Friday nights at midnight for our late people. So I got an early bird show on Wednesday mornings for my early birds. We are live. What's up, guys? So I got some new software. And because of quarantines, obviously, I got a lot of time on my hands. So I've also been asked to be part of a new MMABUG podcast. I'm sorry. Live doesn't even let me edit. Not MMABUG podcast. That was my former podcast show that we haven't done in a year. Being part of a new show called MMA Smash Podcast. Bear with me. It's going to take time getting used to that because I'm so used to saying MMABUG. So anyway, what I'm here to talk about today is due to the software, due to the quarantine, I want to produce more than one show, all right? So we're going to quickly talk about a lineup of shows and what you see on the screen here saying, welcome to the Sleeping Giants Blogcast show. I almost called that shit a podcast. Anyway, so listen, everybody's in quarantine. Everybody's in lockdowns. If you're in New York like me, then you know, businesses are shut down. So, you know, we got to stay busy. So every Wednesday morning, I love coffee. I'm a coffee enthusiast. I wonder how many episodes it'll take before I spill the shit. But anyway, so I'm thinking every Wednesday morning for my early birds at 7 a.m. doing a live blogcast Wednesday morning show, 20, maybe 30 minutes long. We'll sit down. We'll have coffee together. We could talk live. People can comment, whatever. I'll have a few things to talk about, random, different every week. Mostly it might be my thoughts, opinions, insights, whatever, health tips, advice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Wednesday blogcast is not going to have any format per se. All right. So who knows what I'll feel like talking about Wednesday morning. Maybe you guys will give me something to talk about, or you guys will spark up a conversation. But the idea is every Wednesday at 7 a.m., just sit down with me and have a cup of coffee and just shoot the shit, chat it up, all right? And if not, I'll have things to say. I have something to go over today. I'll get to in a minute. So remember, again, every Wednesday, 7 a.m. for you early birds. I know a lot of people might not be up at that time. If you are, you might be essential worker going to work. You might be non-essential dad like me. I have to be up. You hear my daughter in the background. So anyway, I hate that term, non-essential dad. Sounds so ugly. But anyway, listen, you guys know what's going on. It's not going to be a show about what's going on. But because of what's going on, you know, we need stuff to fill up our time. We need to vent. We need to this. We need to that. So the Wednesday morning blogcast hopefully will give you something Wednesday mornings while you sit down with your coffee to think about other than the shit that's going on out there in the crazy world right now. All right. So with that said, I'm going to make some brief announcements. Then I'll go into what today's episode is about, which are 10 things I came up with for myself to help me deal with this quarantine that maybe you guys, will help you guys out, right? So the first announcements I want to make is these live stream shows, okay? We need things to do. We need some entertainment. We need some distractions. We need time killers while we're home. So I'm going to produce a whole bunch of shows. First and most focus on, the most important is the new MMA show, all right? I had a buddy of mine contact me, say, hey, man, let's do this podcast thing. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. He had another buddy of mine, a guy I know, good guy. So the great guys were coming together. It'll be myself, Will Colazzo, and UFC veteran Chris Cope. We're going to be doing a podcast that starts this Thursday, okay? We're still making the page and the logos and things, so we'll let you know what streams to what pages. But I just wanted to quickly inform you guys of what's going on. So the MMA Smash podcast will be hosted by Will Colazzo, myself, Jose Otero, aka Sleeping Giant, and Chris Cope. All right, that'll be Thursdays at 6 p.m. going live. On Fridays, and this is exciting for people that know me from the past, people that know MMABUG, people that know Steve Mandy, people that know the After Hours show. My boy is back. Steve Mandy, he's back, man. He's out in another state. He's out in North or South Carolina. I forget. He's in one of those Carolinas, but he's out there, and he's non-essential too. He's stuck at home. So guess what? We're going to shoot the shit Friday nights at midnight for our late people. So I got an early bird show on Wednesday mornings for my early birds. And then I know I got a couple vampire friends. So Friday midnight, we're going to be getting it in, shooting the shit, being crazy, being silly. That's going to be hosted by myself and Steve Mandy. But, you never know who we're going to have on the show. That show's just going to be for fun. A couple of guys shooting the shit, talking about a whole bunch of random shit. So, I mean, my guest, my co-host from MMA Smash might be on it. Friends might be on it. Other people might be on it. We might not have guests. So every Friday night, if you want to just bug out, have some fun, maybe enjoy some beers with us, Friday nights, the After Hours show is coming back. Steve Mandy is back. More details on that later in the week. All right. So let's start off with this week. Right now, I'm giving you the Wednesday morning blogcast. It's not 7 a.m. Next week, it'll be at 7 a.m. All right. Wednesday, 7 a.m. The Sleeping Giant Blogcast show. Thursdays, 6 p.m. I'll be joining the MMA Smash podcast show on Friday nights, which is Saturday mornings, Friday at midnight. We'll be doing the after hour show. And then starting next week on Tuesdays, I'll be doing some type of early pre-show. I got to talk to my partner so we can decide if maybe it'll go, where it'll go exactly, where it's going to be streamed. Some more details on that. But the idea is to bring a short show on Tuesdays that'll give a short, quick, analytical breakdown of the UFC cards that are coming. Because starting this Saturday, May 9th, UFC is going to be happening every single week. Some weeks could even have 2 or 3 cards, like next week. May 9th, May 13th, and May 16th is a UFC card. All official too. The card is announced, all the people. So anyway, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I got a show for you guys. The other days, I'm taking off. Give me a break, okay? I like to play video games. I'm going to be doing fun stuff, seeing my family. But Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I hope you guys join me on the different pages, the different streams, and the different shows. So now with that said, let's get into the Sleeping Giants Blogcast show, all right? I'm going to play with these tools, learning some stuff on it. Yeah, episode 1. Welcome, episode 1. All right, so I want to talk about what I call, nickname, quick ways to help with the quarantine blues, all right? Step 1, hobby. Get yourself a fucking hobby. If you don't already have a hobby that you missed, haven't done in a while, invent a new one. Google a hobby, but get a hobby before you go fucking crazy, okay? Crazy, bad. Hobbies, good, all right? So get a hobby. What I'm doing right now is a hobby. If you're not into talking to people and running your mouth like me, a hobby could be you could collect rocks. You could collect pennies, okay? Hobby could be a craft. It could be collecting. It could be an activity, a routine. But get a hobby, something that you can get a little involved in. I don't want to use the word obsessed, but a hobby is a light version of obsession. You know what I'm saying? You have an infatuation with something. You can't understand it, but it feels good. Do that, all right? That's step 1. Get a hobby and do something about your hobby every day. Step 2, distractions. You need distractions. If you were like me, I was watching the fucking governor 2 hours a day for like 50, 60 days, tell me all this depressing shit, right? I do that. I don't enjoy it, but I do it because I'm trying to stay informed, right? So I balance that out. You need distraction. I have a backlog of old video games, new video games, whatever, that I never got around to playing. So I put in a little bit of time with that. If a distraction is music, listen to some music. But you got to fill up your day with a couple of distractions, okay, that are pure entertainment purposes. They have to get you to think about anything other than what is happening right now, right? So get a distraction pertaining to entertainment. So step 1, hobby. Step 2, distractions, video games, TV shows, binge seasons, whatever. Step 3, all right? Step 3, clean up and grooming. What I mean is this. Before this quarantine, especially as a dude, especially like me, I lost my hair a long time ago. I'm in the Bald Guys Club. I don't got much grooming to worry about. So I suddenly started to care a lot more about my facial hair. You know what I'm saying? And it's an outlet. It's an outlet to get away from shit and change your energy. All right. So I'm shaving more often. And I'm growing a beard. I never tried to grow it long. I don't like the long stuff. I may be like a goat shit and have this shit up here, and then maybe I'll give it twisties. I don't know. But listen, groom yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking more attention and more care to all the hygiene stuff. And then when you do the hygiene stuff, do it long. As in New York, I should drive to quick. I should brush my teeth like, done. You know what I'm saying? I use the bathroom, done. And just run out. Now I take my time, practice a little bit of just taking your time. I brush my teeth much longer than I used to. I do the mouthwash now, get out the floss, bust it out, do all that stuff. You know what I mean? I be combing my goatee, comb that shit. I be like this, feeling all prestigious, combing it, whatever. And when I do that, I lock myself in the bathroom so I can see a different room because I'm locked in the house with minimum rooms. I listen to music. I unwind. Use the cleaning and the grooming to unwind. Now, that was the grooming part. And grooming isn't just hygiene. Like, I find myself actually like folding shit and organizing. I found areas in my house or room or whatever that I always wanted to organize or redecorate. Do that shit. I also have cleaning rituals. You know what I mean? Not to say I didn't clean before, but I clean a fuck lot more now. You know what I'm saying? Like every couple minute, I'm like, oh, let me rewipe this surface up. You know, sweep this again, vacuum this again. Do a lot more cleaning. It passes the time. It's distractive. It gives you something mechanical to do. It's good for humans, right? So hobbies, 1, distractions, 2, clean up and grooming is 3, 4, study something. By study something, use this time to learn something, okay? I'm not saying you have to use this time to learn something, you know what I mean? Because some people just want to fill it up with video games. That's cool. But if you need stuff, follow this track. Study something. Use this time to learn something new or to master something you were decent at. All right. So with me, it's martial arts training, some personal training, looking at things from different angles, practicing different stuff. For me, it's also books. I busted out books that I read and needed to reread, or new books I want to learn. I'm learning stuff about gardening, home gardening. I'm learning stuff about survival, and I got an army book I'm reading. So I got these different books and different like areas of knowledge and new things I want to learn. And each day I put a little bit of time in that, So not only am I helping pass the time, when I get out of this, I might have some new talents. Shit. The other day I was like, I'm gonna add juggling to the shit. Stupid, but it's something, all right? Because if you sit at home and you worry about dying during the apocalypse, at least I'm gonna have a decent time during it, right? So boom, hobbies, distractions, clean up and grooming, meaning take your time. If you wasn't cleaning and grooming before, you was a nasty motherfucker, right? So I want you to think I wasn't doing that shit before, and now I am, right? Clean up and grooming. 4, study something. 5, fresh air. Listen, I don't care that they're telling you got to stay inside. Yo, if fresh air means you stick your head out the window and go, get some fucking fresh air. It's good for you. Your immune system needs fresh air. It needs fresh air because it kind of like rebusts you and revamps you. But ideally, it exposes you to pollen, toxins, whatever, germs that aren't as crazy as the obvious germ we want to avoid. I don't even want to say it on the show. I'm just so sick of hearing it. But the point I'm getting at is that when you get exposed to little bullshit toxins, it boosts your immune system. It's good for your emotion. It's good for your psychology. It's good for your mentality, all right? Your mindset. And all these things affect your immune system. Your digestive tract affects your immune system. Your stress affects your immune system. Your sleep levels affect your immune system. Your diet affects your immune system. Learn the things that affect your immune system and do something about it, right? Everyone's just staying home to survive the germ apocalypse. But bro, who is considering anything about health? You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about your health. Gotta boost your health. You know what I mean? That's your first line of defense is your health. Not necessarily running inside the house, because you could still get exposed. You know what I'm saying? So what's gonna protect you then? Your health, right? So don't get caught up in eating all that processed food. I know we stuck home. Try your best to get your vitamins, multivitamin. Try your best, get your fresh air, go for your walks, go do some jumping jacks outside. For someone like me, I live in an apartment building. I don't have a backyard. I might have to walk to parking lot sometimes, just get space and be in the empty parking lot doing shit. All right, going for a walk. I know there's things out there that scare you. Try not to be scared because you need fresh air. If you stay inside for weeks and days at a time, because you can, let's say you don't need to go out for food, don't do it. I know that's saying stay inside, so I'm not saying go out and be a rebel and I don't know, piss a bunch of people off. Because this ain't no politics on this show. So my opinions, don't matter. But what I'm telling you is, for the sake of human condition, you need fresh air. Okay, so find a safe way to get fresh air. Find a way that people can tolerate it and won't get you in trouble. I don't know. You guys choose what's right for you guys. I'm not here to preach to anybody. All right. But I advising and suggesting fresh air needs to be in your regimen. Walks, bike rides. I said bike walks. I'm having my coffee, and because y'all holding me up with all this talking, I've only had 2 sips. All right, so let's review it before we move on to the one. Step 1, hobby. Step 2, distraction. Step 3, clean up and grooming. Step 4, study something, learn something. Step 5, seek fresh air. Go watch the sunset. Go look at the water. Walk around the block a few times. All right. 6, this is important, all right, because I know some of us antisocial like to be antisocial. I could be a little bit antisocial. I go through my phases. Um, this isn't an antisocial time. Like, though we're quarantined, we're locked down, we're told this, we're told that. Humans, especially a time like this, with all this distress, all this emotional turmoil, fear, uncertainty, we have to make connections. We have to remember that through all this bullshit, there's still moments you can cherish. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make connections. Not all of us live with people. I have a family I live with, you know, so I'm not lonely. Some of us are by themselves. They especially need to make connections. But by make connections, and I don't just mean be on Facebook beefing and arguing with people. I do that shit too. No, that's not gonna. I mean, call somebody, FaceTime somebody, or just have some moments with the people you live with, and just talk about something other than, you know, what not to talk about, the shit going on. Talk about other stuff. Ask some questions. Get to know them. Tell them some old stories. You know what I mean? But we're becoming disconnected, and the more disconnected we become, the sicker we become, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. So before this, I didn't reach out to someone every day, but I realize now, whether you're antisocial or not, you have to. You need it. You need it. You will break. Some people, when they see my videos and they see me in person, they look at me like they saw an alien, right? And not because I'm weird. I know I could be weird. No, that's not why. I'd be like, yo, what's up? Why are you looking at me like that? They'd be like, I don't understand how you're in such a good mood during this pandemic. I don't understand how, you know, you're so happy and you're still having good. Because listen, death is a part of life. Fear, panic, and danger has always been there. You know what I mean? Before this pandemic, I was the guy like, yo, you know, we got to watch out for this. We got to watch out for that. We got to watch out for this. And people be like, oh, don't be paranoid. I still lived. I still went and did stuff and this and that, but I watched out for it. You know, it was called paranoid. Now it's like people just want to be safe and just want to be cautious. It's hard to juggle both. It's a balancing act. So do your best to do that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things you can do, like step 6, which is reach out to a friend or a loved one. It don't have to be much. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I found, you know, friends or family that I will politic for a couple minutes, bullshit with, boom, and then get off the phone, vent something, talk about something, ask some questions. But each day, try to connect with somebody, even for a little bit amount of time, or at least don't let many days pass. Don't go days with the only connection is arguing with people on Facebook. All right, 7. I'm almost done. It's 10 things. 7. Excuse me. When on social media, don't just watch the news. What I mean by that is because of Facebook algorithms and because of some of our tendencies to be righteous or to be aligned with some politics or whatever, we tend to spend most of our time on social media arguing, debating, informing, excuse me, or, you know, reading articles that are upsetting us emotionally, whether it be it scares us, it gives us another thing to be concerned about. Now, I'm not saying turn a blind eye. I'm not that type. Some people say, oh, don't look at that shit. That's not me. If you don't look at that shit, how you know what the fuck is going on? How you know what they really doing or what they not really doing or whatever the fucking case may be. So I'm a balanced guy. You got to balance that shit. I look at all this negative shit and I'm just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, boom, time to balance. You know what I'm saying? So use the social media to look at things you do like. You know, your algorithm is going to feed you what it thinks you want to know. If you're a person who's likes to stay in the now, it's going to continue to feed you a lot of things that are directly or indirectly negative or affecting you in a negative way. So balance that shit. I'm not into cat videos. That shit is corny to me. Look up cat videos. You know what I like? I like to look up people falling and laugh. That shit is funny, all right? The point is, just look up shit. I look up MMA news. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Look at stuff that is the opposite of all the shit that makes you feel bad as well. Okay, make sure you balance that shit out, especially you people who like to be really informed and like to be really vocal and like to be you know, like just passionate about shit. I get it. I'm passionate too, but some of y'all don't seem to be balancing your shit, bro, and it's gonna be bad. Balance your shit. All right. 8. Number 8 is crucial. It's one of the most important aspects. Movement. Because of this lockdown, because of this non-essential shit, there's so many individuals, so many people that their day and it included myself in the first half of this quarantine bullshit. My day consisted of the bed to the fucking couch to the fucking kitchen, back to the couch, back to the fucking bed. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to go to training. My gym is shut down. I can't be an amateur fighter. That shit is shut down. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to work. That shit is shut down. So the point I'm getting at is that even if you weren't a person who went to the gym, even if you weren't a person who worked out and stood in shape, you went to work. You visited your friend. You went to the park. You did shit you like. You moved. When you move, you um you clean your blood, you detox, you move around endorphins that make you feel good. It isn't just about feelings. It's boosting your immune system. It's cleaning your blood. It's keeping your organs optimal. It's keeping your cells active. When your cells get stagnant, they weaken. When they weaken, the other cells will copy it and you will break down. Your immune system will break down. You'll get inflammation in your organs. The list goes on. So move. And let's say you got an injury. Let's say something hurts. Let's say you don't like to move a lot and get vigorous and super sweating. There's two types of kind of training in layman's terms. When you think about it, there's training to burn fat. So you got to go hard. I'll never forget, I've trained people in the past and they're like, I hate to work out because I hate sweating. And I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Because the whole point is to try to sweat as much as you can. Otherwise, you're defeating what the fuck you here for doing all this hard shit if you're going to try to stop to cool off your sweat, you know, like, oh, they don't want to sweat. So anyway, the point I'm getting at is that there's the vigorous shit for burning fat, turning fat into muscle, gaining muscle, building cardio. And then there's just fucking movement. I don't care if it's Tai Chi. I don't care if it's Zumba. I don't care if you get up and literally just freestyle dance and make shit up. I don't care if you turn around and pretend to be a ballerina, but do it. Take a couple minutes out of your day, plan a routine, a weekly routine. You know, they used to tell you, yo, make sure you at least work out 2-3 times a week. That's considering you work. That's considering you're moving. We're not moving. So I would recommend get some type of workout routine 2-3 times a week, more if you got that appetite. And then balance that out with your movement. So that means, stretch in the morning or whatever, stretch at night, do a little jumping jacks, you know what I'm saying? Anything. Put on a song you like and dance around the house. I'm dead ass serious. You need to move your blood. You need to pump the blood through your cardiovascular system. If you do not do this, you will fucking die. You will get sick, you'll get whatever, and then you'll fucking probably blame somebody or some shit. Say it was their fault. Our immune system is what's gonna help us get through this shit. I know they're taking all these different measures, and that's cool, whatever. That's that's what you guys want to do, whatever. But ideally, all that shit could be irrelevant. And because your immune system, that's the key. Your immune system, right? If your immune system's up to par, a lot of things ain't gonna matter. Not everyone could get their immune system up to par, but everyone could boost their immune system to whatever their immune system capacity is or capabilities are. So yes, it's unfortunate for autoimmune people. I myself am considered that. I'm asthmatic. I got Lyme disease. You know what I'm saying? My mother has myasthenia gravis. She's autoimmune. So I don't want y'all to like label me and paint me one of these people that's like, oh, they're not autoimmune, so they don't understand. I understand, right? And I still do what I can. Do what you can, all right? If it's about public health, then that counts for everything. Care about your health. Don't just hide or fight or fear one germ, because your immune system is there to protect you from a multitude of shit that could kill you, which I don't want to talk about because then y'all probably get scared because I guess no one was thinking about that before this, and now they are. So if you're scared, of getting sick, you're scared of dying, then you need to educate yourself about your immune system. Educate yourself about your health. Try to do what you can, all right? I know it's not easy for everyone, and I'm not saying it is, but you have to try because everything counts, all right? We're almost there. 9 and 10. We're down to the last two. 9. Live in the moment. Stop thinking about yesterday and what you missed and what we don't have. And stop thinking about what's to come and what's going to happen. And I don't mean completely or entirely, because how can you prepare a plan or defeat a danger coming if you're not, if you're not paying attention to what's to come? And how can you learn from the past if you're not paying attention to the past? But what I'm telling you is that when you're in a situation like ours, where we're under distress, we're under burden, quote unquote, apocalypse, diet apocalypse. I don't know what this is. But the point is, strange shit is happening. Everybody's emotional wreck for different reasons. Virus, financial crisis. There's a lot of shit going on. The point is, live in the moment as much as you can. That's another thing that's been helping me get through this, is that I try to not miss the things I miss. I try not to think about them constantly. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to think too much about the shit that's coming. I'll think of it enough to try to prepare for it and accept it and mentally deal with it, but not enough that it drives me sick. I take my timeouts. I take my pauses. I do my distractions. I have my moments. Live in the moment. I just live day to day to day to day. I worry about next week, but I don't live in next week. I live in the day. So if today's right now, everything's okay. Seems all right. I'm happy. Get what I'm trying to get at? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not perfect. I'm worried about bills. I'm worried about the shit happening outside. But you can't let that shit consume you, right? And finally, down to the last one, so we can wrap this podcast up. Well, blogcast. I even know that's a real word. I didn't even coin it. Someone might have said it before, but I liked it. Blogcast, right? Because this ain't like a podcast. Podcast to me is hosts discussing different things. A blog to me is just somebody just talking to you. All right. So I want to wrap this up so I can enjoy the rest of my coffee. Got a little cold because of you guys. I got to warm it up. So last one, number 10, watch my podcast. The reason I'm doing shows so often is not just for me and my emotional state. It's for you guys too. Watch it. Enjoy it. Entertain yourself with it. Add input to it. Get involved. Share it. Show me some love, support. You know what I'm saying? If you like these shows. And with that said, I think I'm gonna wrap up. So a quick review. 10 quick ways to help with the quarantine blues. 1, get a hobby. 2, find things to distract yourself with daily. 3, clean up and grooming, meaning take your time, find more things to clean up, organize, and groom. You know, do it. Iron your clothes. You ain't going outside, but iron them. Fuck it. All right. 4, study something, learn something new. Find something you didn't know before and learn how to do it. Trial and error and practice it. 5, get fresh air. 6, reach out to a friend or loved one each day. 7, when on social media, don't just watch the news or the things that upset you or worry you. Find the fun stuff. Find the stuff that makes you escape. 8, move, exercise, train, or literally just move. 9, live in the moment. You know, get rid of some of that angst. And 10, watch my podcast. All right, so you can distract yourself a little bit. All right, fun to do. With that said, I'm just going to run through the list of shows that'll be coming. So starting this Thursday, I'll be a part of MMA Smash podcast with Will Colazzo and Chris Cope. It's on Thursdays on 6 p.m. That'll be streamed on the MMA Smash podcast page and then shared to one of my pages. So you'll find out about how to get that, and you could like the MMA Smash page, Facebook page, when it's done. The logo's still being worked out. A couple of things are being tweaked behind the scenes. Then we got the after hour show on Fridays at midnight. All right. That's going to be fun. That's going to be crazy. Make sure your children are asleep. You know what I'm saying? And if you're sensitive, don't watch the after hour show on Friday nights. That's supposed to be for some fun. That's supposed to be a couple guys shooting the shit. You might even enjoy some beers. So it's going to get wacky. It's going to get fun. All right. So, and Tuesdays, the pregame show. That's I got to talk to my partner that may stream on the MMA Smash page if he wants to. If he doesn't want to stream that there and he wants to just keep it for the podcast, then I'll air it on MMABUG. But it'll be called the UFC pregame show. It'll be Tuesdays, 8 p.m. It's going to be 20 to 30 minutes. You can tune in just to find out pretty much what's coming on the next available card. Add some input, and then we'll wrap it up. So with that said, 15 seconds away from my cutoff time. I don't want this blog to be longer than 20, 30 minutes. Because it's just a blog. I don't want to talk to you to shit and look at myself for an hour. I got to figure out how to activate the comments. So I think there's some people like that. I don't know if, how many's watching, but I'll figure out how you guys can get involved and you start getting involved. So with that said, I'm signing out. It's the Sleeping Giant. You can catch me on MMA Smash podcast. You can catch me on MMABUG. And I hope to catch you guys on my show. All right. Take care, guys. Peace. Have a good time. Have a good day. Have a good week. Where's the? I forget this new stuff. Oh, here we go. Leave studio. All right, I'm leaving this time. Peace.